Hello, all my stamping friends. I want to welcome you tonight to my Technique Tuesday. I am Lisa Fulford, your creative coach, and I have a neat technique that I have just learned recently. It's a color blending, which I've done in the past, but using a vegetable glycerin to make it a little bit smoother of a blending. And so let's get started. So first off, I have a large block that this is our I think it's the F block from Stampin' Up, and that's what I'm going to use as my palette. And then I have it is vegetable glycerin, and it's pure versatile skincare. It says softens and moisturizes multi-purpose purposes. So um, anyway, I'm going to add just a little dot of that um, on my block here. And then I have a few colors that I'm going to bring in. I'm going to use Versamark, but I've already done that ahead of time. But I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo, so I'm going to add that to this corner right over here. And then close that up. And then I have Lemon Lolly. Add that to this corner right here. Then I have Soft Sea Foam for my green. And I'm going to add that down here. Okay. I know that green's kind of hard to see, and I may have to add some more here in a moment. I have a basic white card base, and this is cut at 4¼ by 11, and it's scored at 5½. So I'm going to just kind of bend that a little bit so I can see the crease a little bit better. And I have some Post-it note tape, and this is just a regular type of tape. It's a low tack, and so I have this piece of scratch paper here. I'll take and lay that down. I'll take my Post-it tape and run it across along that score edge, and then tape it down. Okay, and then I'll show you all my other bits and pieces. So I have a piece of vellum, and I use the contour stitch shapes, and so that's a piece of vellum. And then I have a piece of white that is cut the same way, but then I used the stitched rectangle to take the center out of there, so I'm going to add that there. The Versamark I used, being it's a technique for this, I'm just telling you what I use. So I used Versamark, stamped my words thinking of you, and then put black embossing powder on it, and then heat embossed it. So that's our greeting. So there's that. And then we have some butterflies here that I will be using here shortly. And then these are some die cuts that I did for our basic edge dies, and it's the clouds. And so I've got different, I've used different sides. And then I have a piercing mat if I need it. So I'll set it off here to the side. The words for my sentiment came from this here Wonderful Thoughts, and it's this one here, the Thinking of You, and then the die cuts to cut that out, and that's how I got my greeting. So we will get started. I made one of these cards already, and this is the card that I made. So couple things is I started at the bottom and worked my way up, and this time I'm going to work from the top down. I'm also going to change the order of how I colored the butterflies, at least this top one. And then this one here is die cut from it's just the center of the vellum. But I also sprayed it with a shimmer. I don't know if it'll pick it up or not, but there's shimmer on that. And when I sprayed it on there, the vellum curled. So that's the reason why I cut a piece that's this same dimension of this, and then just cut the center out of the white so that maybe it will not curl. So that's what we are making. So I'll set that right there where the butterflies are. Okay, so I'm going to scoot this over here so that I don't get ink on the card there already. So we're going to start up here at the top, and I just want to position my piece here so it looks like clouds. And then I have some blending brushes. I have one for my pink, one for my yellow, and one for the greens. Okay, so I'm just going to slightly pick up some of this glycerin and this Flirty Flamingo here. And the glycerin makes it where it goes on smoother, and it does not give it that splotchy like uneven color, like laying the color on the cardstock. It can be a little splotchy at times. This is supposed to make this blend a little bit better. So we'll start at the top and work our way down. And if it shakes the camera, I'm so sorry. But the technique is so worth it. All right, so there's the first one. And we'll come down here and just kind of change it just a little bit. And I'll pick up some more, a little bit more of that glycerin and my color, and just add it to this. I'm going to go up here so that I don't have so much stark white. I'm going to add a little bit of the color there, but I'm really going to put a heavy amount where my edge of this die is. Okay. Come down here just a little bit. Pick up a little bit more. And it's kind of makes it a little tacky. Sorry for shaking the camera. Okay, so I think that's enough for the pink. And I'll set this over here for now and lay my blending brush up there. And now we're going to go to the yellow. I'm going to start pretty just leveled off here. So the lemon lolly. So I'm going to pick up some of the glycerin, come over here and pick up my Ollie. Add that color on. Then I'm going to go up into the part that we just laid down. Just keep adding color. Okay, move this down. Pick up some more of that glycerin. And you just want a very small amount of the glycerin. It kind of makes it a really vibrant. And then when it dries a little bit, it adds, it's a little bit more muted. Okay. Turn this over for just something different. There we go. I'll flip this one. We're going to work on our green. Now, if you get too much of the glycerin, you'll get wet, splotchy marks. So I just want a little bit of glycerin. I'm going to pick up this green. Just keep working my way down. I'm picking up some of the pink. Add a little bit more green. Oops. I bent that little bit of a piece. Just blending this in a little bit. All right, so that's part is finished. And I'll pull this off. That's going to be our card front. Just gradient clouds. It needs to dry just a little bit before I go too far with it. This is a tube that I put a couple drops of weak Stella in here and then filled it up the rest of the way with alcohol. So I'm going to spritz this. sit it under here to dry, to like finish drying. So these I'm finished with. I'll have to get new ones for those. I want to do this again. You normally get about 2, maybe 3 cards out of doing that. So I'm gonna add some more green. Oh, I didn't need the green. I needed more yellow. Okay. So now then, I'm going to switch this butterfly to the opposite. So I want to do yellow. And we'll start at the top with it. So the paper underneath is picking up the color better than the actual butterfly is. And then this one here, I'm going to put the yellow on the bottom. So I'm just picking up the color and just adding it to these die cuts. I think it comes a pack of, can't remember if it's a pack of 5 or a pack of 8 of these sheets of the butterflies. And you get 5 different ones. Okay, so I'm gonna add pink to the bottom of this butterfly, to the top of this one. The reason why I'm doing that is so that it doesn't get lost in the background. Okay. And on that note, oh, there it is. I'm going to add shimmer to these 2 butterflies as well. Then I'm just going to pop them out. There we go. Set those off, or may want them a different color for a different card. All right, so now we'll go back to this. So I'll lay that. Go ahead and clean this up. I'm gonna have a mess. So this is just fairly good, nice cleanup. You just take a baby wipe, just wipe it away. Like that, and your block is ready for the next time. All right, so we will bring this in. So with this, I'm going to just add a little bit of glue. Just a little bit here. Some on this edge. Small of a bit as I can. So it doesn't squish out everywhere. Bring this in. We're going to line it up on the vellum. And the vellum tones this down just a little bit. Okay. So we're going to flip this over and bring in my silicone mat, and then I'm going to bring in these foam strips. Add foam strip to this edge. Snip that off and we'll add it to this edge. And it doesn't have to be like, it's not like it's a shaker card. We're just adding it to pop it up just a little bit. So like that. I'm going to add that little piece there. Grab another piece. Add it along this edge. And then I'll snip off another little piece. Oops. Having technical difficulties here. There. Now I will take a little piece off of it. Okay. I'll add this to the back of my thinking of you, so I didn't want to waste it. And some more here. Just add that there. There. Take these backings off. All right. Set that up there for now. Take the backings off of our, push this back off of our foam strips. And if you don't have foam strips, you can cut pieces of our dimensionals down. But the foam strips work great. We're going to center that on our card front. Like that. And then I want to take and add the thinking of you right through the center. So like that. So there's that so far. Now then I want my little silicone mat, and we'll turn these over, and we'll take my glue and make a little puddle right there. And just with a finger dauber, this little sponge dauber, I'm just going to pick up the glue and tap around my butterfly. Pick it up. And my butterfly is going to go right down here at the bottom. And I'll glue that on like that. Oops. And I'll come back with some the glue eraser or my embossing buddy and get that little bit of glue that seeped out. Hold this one. Do the same with it. Add glue to his antennas. Then come up here to the top. Oops, go on the floor. And then add it right about there. Clean my fingers a little bit. And then I have some little embellishments on there. These are the rainbow adhesive back dies. So I want to take a large yellow one, add it up here, do a little yellow one, add it there. I think I'm going to change it up for down here and put one of our pink ones down there. There we go. There's that. So I have embossing buddy and a little glue eraser. Erase any of that. You gotta be gentle because it'll tear. I think that's what I just did, was tore off the top layer. And embossing buddy will take the sticky away. Yep. There. So there's that. So that is our card. I have not added a sentiment to the center yet because it depends on who I'm going to give it to and what the reason is that I'm thinking of them. But it's a Technique Tuesday, so it is about the technique of how to do the cloud blending background and using the glycerin. And so it makes it a little bit smoother, and I think it also makes it a little bit more intense color by adding the glycerin to it, because this here is the seafoam green and it seems a bit darker than that. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoy this card. And the butterflies are a pack of them, and you get 40. So there's 5 to a sheet, so you would get 8 sheets of the butterfly. So you can make several cards like this. And so that is what it's called. It's called the paper butterfly accents. And so using that and using the vellum and then the blending brush with the glycerin, that is my first Technique Tuesday. So I want to thank you for joining me and give this card a try. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.